At the very beginning of the story, we see a team of men traveling in a vehicle along a forest road. They are members of a Mexican Special Forces squad. At this moment, they are returning to their village for vacation. After many years, the 5 friends have finally been released together. They are very happy and enjoying their return to their hometown. But after a short distance, several vehicles suddenly ram their vehicle from all directions. Within seconds, everything becomes chaotic. They have no idea who attacked them or why. Without wasting any time, they jump out of the vehicle, grab their rifles, and open fire. Together, the 5 fight so fiercely that the attackers fail to grasp their true strength. One pulls out a knife and slashes at someone's chest and stomach. Another snatches a weapon from an attacker and fires it. You can understand that they are members of a Special Forces squad. This is a different level of combat. In a matter of seconds, the 5 eliminate all the attackers. Then everyone returns to their positions. Now we need to find out who exactly attacked these squad members. From here, the story takes us back to an incident from 72 hours earlier. Here we see a girl named Isabella. She has a doctor's appointment today. Her elder sister is taking her on a scooter through a large field toward the clinic. But on the way, Isabella's health suddenly worsens. She quickly pulls over to vomit. As she walks into a wheat field beside the road, she sees something that fills her with fear. Terrified, the sisters skip the doctor and rush straight to the nearby police station to report what they saw. When they arrive, more people enter the station. By their appearance, it is clear they belong to a mafia gang. As soon as they arrive, they try to seize Isabella and her sister right in front of the police. The police simply stand there, watching everything without interfering. It becomes clear that even the police are afraid of this mafia. In a shop next to the police station, we see a Mexican Special Forces captain named Albert. Hearing the commotion outside, he steps out. He sees several men harassing the 2 girls right in front of the police. Unable to control his anger, Albert pulls out his gun and fires. His friend beside him quickly warns him that these men are the sons of David, the most dangerous mafia boss in the city. He tells Albert not to get involved, but Albert ignores the warning. He lowers his gun, steps forward, and tells the gang members to release the girls. But the top mafia thugs of the country are not going to listen. They point their guns at Albert's head. Albert then begins eliminating them one by one. He drew his gun and fired rapid headshots, blowing apart the skulls of several attackers. None of them realized that this man was a Special Forces captain. He quickly took down multiple thugs and then pointed his gun at their leader, who was David's brother. He took him hostage and ordered the others to drop their weapons. At that moment, police officers stepped out of the station. Seeing this, they pointed their guns at Albert and demanded that he surrender. Albert told them he was the captain of the Mexican Special Squad, but those officers were already under David's influence and money. Meanwhile, Isabella and her older sister told the police that the thugs had been harassing them and Albert was only protecting them, but the police refused to believe anyone. Finally, Albert threw his ID card toward the officers. As soon as one officer picked it up and examined it, he broke into a cold sweat. Realizing they could not dare challenge a captain, the police were forced to arrest David's men. As the police escorted the goons away, Albert asked Isabella why she had come to the station. Isabella then told Albert exactly what she had seen in the field. After hearing this, thousands of Special Squad personnel arrived at the location. Their massive preparations made it clear that something extremely dangerous had taken place. The Special Squad sealed the entire area. Then we finally saw what Isabella had witnessed. In the middle of the wheat field, severed limbs and body parts were scattered everywhere. Some had their arms cut off, some their legs, and some had their torsos lying apart. All of them were wearing Special Squad uniforms. Yes, the ones who had been hacked to pieces and thrown into the field were Special Squad soldiers. But who was powerful enough to massacre Special Squad members in this way? You will learn that story shortly. What happened to those who suffered this fate will also be revealed later. The Special Squad collected all the remains and transported them to the base camp. There, the soldiers were given a final farewell with full state honors. Each family received a special award for their loved one's bravery. This incident spread across Mexico like wildfire and created so much fear that the Lieutenant General called an emergency meeting with his generals. He said that if Special Squad soldiers were not safe, then civilians stood no chance. The Lieutenant General clearly stated that whoever could kill 10 Special Squad members could not be ordinary people. Therefore, it was critical to capture them as soon as possible, dead or alive. Captain Albert of the Mexican Special Squad was given command of the mission. He was ordered to arrest whoever was involved in the massacre, no matter what, dead or alive. At the same time, on the other side, we see a man named David. He is at home, cooking a meal with delicious ingredients for his 2 young daughters. He is also watching the news on TV, where reports show that the murder of a Special Squad member has spread nationwide. Now, if I tell you that this simple, innocent-looking man is the same person who brutally hacked those Special Squad members to death, would you believe it? As shy and quiet as he appears in front of his family, he is equally dangerous outside. He lives a normal life with his wife and 2 adorable daughters, but his family has no idea that he is actually a gangster, and more importantly, a deadly and unhinged psycho. While feeding his children, the doorbell suddenly rings. He opens the door and finds his younger brother Victor standing there, badly beaten. David asks him how he ended up in this condition. Victor tells his brother everything that happened to him earlier. David then says, "I'll deal with that Special Squad guy. Now you go and capture the girl who caused all this." Following his brother's command, Victor goes straight straight to Isabella's house. There, he seizes Isabella and her older sister and takes them to his base. You can imagine the horrific torture the girls are about to face. Meanwhile, we see the meeting room of the special squad team. Let me introduce you to the squad members. The team's captain is Albert. The senior member is Condon. The team's lieutenant is Nava. And the two youngest members are Luis and Brado. Luis and Brado are going on a mission for the first time in their lives. This is their first major assignment. Albert arrives and begins explaining the mission's responsibilities to everyone. He hands each member a file, and after explaining every detail from A to Z, Albert tells them, "Soldiers, we are going to fight the city's biggest mafia. If our own special forces are not safe from them, how can the people of this country be safe? Therefore, we must eliminate them at any cost, even if it means sacrificing our own lives. But before reaching the main mafia boss, they must first capture William, his right-hand man, because he is responsible for all the mafia's dirty work and crimes. If they capture William, it will become much easier to reach the gangster." After understanding the mission, the team begins tracking William's location. When they finally find it, the entire squad loads up their heavy gear and sets out for the raid. Upon arrival, they split into two teams. One team, equipped with a sniper, takes position on a mountain to provide cover for the entire squad from afar. The second team moves directly from the front lines to arrest William. According to the plan, the sniper team takes position in the forested mountains near the river. The rest of the team slowly advances toward William's base. As soon as they disembark, they point their guns at Sabir and take him hostage. The squad's attack is so fast that William and his men cannot even load their weapons. Left with no choice, William and his followers surrender to the special squad. When the snipers on the mountain see that all the terrorists have been captured, they pick up their rifles and begin heading down toward the team. After everyone gathers, William and his men are handcuffed and loaded into a speedboat, and the team starts returning to the main base. On the way back, they stop at a secluded spot and take William and his men out of the vehicle. One member of the squad says, "We'll kill them here with headshots and report to the base that they died in a gunfight," but Captain Albert immediately forbids them, explaining that they are law enforcers, and if they break the law, how will the people of the country respect it? Therefore, he hands William and his followers over to another squad vehicle. The team then returns to their base. After completing the mission, Albert goes to his general. As the mission was successful and he had not taken leave in a long time, he requests that his team of 5 be granted a few days of vacation. Albert also tells the general that after returning from leave, they will complete their next mission. The general trusts Albert and grants leave to all 5 members of his team. Albert shares the news with his team, and they all set off for their village in a single vehicle to enjoy their vacation. Before leaving, some special squad members offer to provide security and escort them, as Albert's team will not be carrying any weapons during their vacation. But Albert refuses, saying there is no need and they should remain on duty. The friends are overjoyed to be on leave together and capture the moment with their mobile phones. As they travel a little farther, a group of gangsters suddenly attacks them, and this is the same scene shown at the very beginning of the movie. After eliminating everyone, Albert orders his team to gather all the ammunition on the ground. He also begins picking up rifles scattered around, knowing that the gangster David is behind the attack. He understands that if they have been attacked once, more of David's men will be approaching through the forest. Therefore, they must take cover immediately. Following Albert's orders, the team quickly collects all the magazines lying around and loads them into their rifles. Suddenly, another vehicle arrives and begins firing at them wildly. We then see that David's brother Victor is inside the vehicle. The Special Forces team takes cover behind the rocks and then launches heavy fire at Victor's men. Victor's men attack so aggressively and continuously that the squad struggles to counter, as the gunfire does not stop for even a second. Seeing this, Albert shouts to his team, "No one should fire a single shot. Everyone stay silent and keep your heads down behind the rocks." After a prolonged exchange of fire, Victor's men finally run out of ammunition. As soon as the firing stops, Albert orders his squad to fire simultaneously. Don't leave anyone behind. Everyone who had been waiting for the signal opens fire at once, and the heads of Victor's followers begin flying off one by one. But Lewis notices 2 men still firing from behind a car. He sets up his sniper and shoots them down one by one. From behind, Brado sees that Vector is the only one still standing. He doesn't let the chance slip and fires a direct shot straight through Vector's chest. But before Albert and his team can reach Vector, Vector has already sent a message to his older brother, David, from his mobile phone. When the squad reaches him, they see that Vector is no longer alive. However, Albert checks his phone and discovers that he had already sent his location. This means more of David's men are heading toward them. Albert tells his team to leave immediately. After moving a little farther, Albert calls another squad at the camp using Vector's mobile phone and tells them to send a special unit to the location right away. Meanwhile, David arrives at Vector's location with his gang. He picks up his brother's dead body and breaks down in tears. Then David gives an order to his men: spread out and blow the skull of anyone you see in front of you. A girl named Lucy in David's gang takes his phone and starts tracking Vector's mobile location. Following the signal, they move along the same road, unaware that Vector's phone is inside Captain Albert's pocket. Meanwhile, Albert has already traveled far with his special squad, but he senses something is wrong. He instructs instructs everyone to take cover behind the rocks. He then sets up his sniper and aims at the same road they came from. Moments later, Albert sees David's men approaching along the route, searching for them. Without wasting a second, Albert and his team, already positioned with snipers, fire headshots and kill each one. Hearing the sudden shots, some of David's men attempt to flee, but Albert's team shoots them down one by one. Meanwhile, Lucy escapes into a cave deep within the mountain. Albert tries to chase her, but she manages to flee. However, during the heavy gunfight, the Special Forces commandos suffer severe injuries. Some are shot in the arm, some in the stomach, and they fall to the ground. Water is used in an attempt to stop their bleeding. Meanwhile, David and his men slowly approach the area. Suddenly, Lucy reaches David and explains everything. How his men were killed, how the attack unfolded, and every detail. Albert begins wondering how they tracked their location so accurately. It finally occurs to him that Vector's mobile phone is still in his pocket. He immediately takes the phone out and throws it on the ground. He then gathers his team and proceeds down another path. Meanwhile, David, following the location of his brother's phone, returns to the same spot and finds all the men he sent beheaded. They are all dead one by one. David also spots his brother Vector's mobile phone lying on top of the dead bodies. This means he can no longer track the Special Forces squad, so he begins retreating out of the forest. Meanwhile, the Special Forces squad has traveled a long distance, but they are badly injured and exhausted from the gunfire, so they decide to rest and treat their wounds. As planned, they sit down and begin tending to their injuries. But suddenly, a squad member notices something resembling a house a short distance away. Seeing a house in the middle of the forest, Albert immediately suspects it might be a drug cartel or mafia hideout. But no matter what it is, they must reach it first. So they begin moving forward slowly, carefully monitoring their surroundings. With rifles drawn, they approach the house one step at a time. As they get closer, they spot two guards patrolling outside through their sniper scopes, instantly realizing that a dangerous mafia member is inside. Meanwhile, David and his men, searching for the special squad, arrive at the same area where the squad had been treating their wounds moments earlier. Seeing blood on the stones, they realize the squad has continued along this route. Meanwhile, the Special Forces squad splits into two groups. One team will move ahead directly, while the other will remain behind to provide sniper cover. As planned, Albert and Fernandez advance slowly, step by step. Luis and Prado, positioned at a distance, target each guard with their snipers and clear the path by blowing their skulls. Once Luis has headshot all the guards outside, Albert and Fernandez take their rifles and enter the house. Without hesitation, everyone inside the room is shot dead in quick succession. Albert doesn't want to take any risks. Seeing who is in front of them is not the priority. Rescuing Isabella and her older sister is the primary goal. After eliminating everyone in the room, they find the two girls in a terrible state. Their condition clearly shows the extent of the torture they endured over the past several days. Seeing Albert and the squad, Isabella recognizes him and runs to hug him, crying. Meanwhile, her older sister is furious and stabs a dead body repeatedly. The Special Forces squad stops her and assures her that they are safe now. But seeing her sister's pain and anger, Isabella understands the horrific abuse they have suffered. As the situation calms, the squad safely evacuates the two girls. After briefly searching the house, they find a carton filled with weapons. The entire squad gathers around, opens the carton, and begins selecting and testing their weapons of choice. Each person takes their weapon in hand, loads the magazine, and prepares it. As they do this, dusk deepens and night slowly sets in. Albert calls his team together and begins speaking. "Soldiers, we set out on vacation, but fate brought us here. Now we face David, the most dangerous mafia in this country. I'm sure David will arrive with his thugs and attack us in a short time. So even if I'm not alive to give you the next order, remember my previous order. Fight until your last breath." Saying this, they first put Isabella and her older sister in their bulletproof vests. After preparing everything, the team begins to leave the room for the first time. But just then, a bullet grazes Isabella's leg, causing her to fall heavily. At that moment, a hail of bullets rains down on them from all sides. In the darkness, the Special Forces squad couldn't discern which direction they were being fired from. Bullets rain down from all directions as if it were pouring violently. Before they can launch a counterattack, they realize they might all die in the barrage of gunfire. David's men are too many, and their rapid firing makes it impossible to control the situation. To save their lives, they pick up Isabella and return to the room. Upon reaching the room, they discover that several soldiers in their team have been seriously injured by gunfire. They first administer first aid to the injured soldiers. Meanwhile, a squad member named Luis is badly wounded by a bullet. But despite his condition, he tells his captain, "Captain, nothing happened to me. You guys go ahead. I'm giving you cover." Saying this, Luis stuffs a piece of cloth into his wound. Then he loads his rifle and goes out again to provide cover for his captain. But just as they are finally about to leave, they see David's men setting up a heavy machine gun in front of their door. The sight of this makes getting out seem impossible. Albert shouts loudly, "Everyone take cover! They've positioned a machine gun in front of us." As soon as they take cover, a storm of machine gun bullets erupts from outside. They are firing so fast and with such force that the entire house is almost destroyed. The bullets fly past their ears one by one. Albert understands that if they remain trapped in this room, they will eventually be caught by David's gang. So, risking his life, he slowly sneaks out from behind the door door of the house. With a silenced rifle, he shoots the enemies one by one from behind, silently killing them. The squad inside also realizes that these bullets will not stop easily. They launch a counterattack, saving their lives and killing the enemies one by one with headshots. As David's gang members die, the team slowly emerges from the room. From the front line, they directly attack the remaining men of David's gang. Meanwhile, Fernandez is wounded by several bullets while saving Isabella. Realizing that he will not survive much longer, he abandons concern for his own life and kills Lucy with a headshot. Outside, fighting on the front lines, the team's most junior member, Lewis, falls from a gunshot wound. Seeing this, the entire squad, risking their lives, continues their attack. Within minutes, they attack so fiercely that all the men around David fall to the ground. After eliminating everyone, the team captures David and takes him hostage. Another team member tries to stop Lewis's bleeding, but despite their efforts, they are unable to stop it, as the bullet had hit him so severely that there was no way to save him. Watching everyone weep, Lewis slowly succumbs to his injuries. At that moment, Captain Albert stands with his rifle pointed at David. Realizing that a junior commando from his team has died in front of them, he suppresses his pain and fires a single shot, blowing David's skull apart. Albert then sits beside Lewis, tears streaming down his face. Slowly, dawn breaks, and two rescue helicopters appear in the morning sky, flying toward them. They lift Lewis's body into the helicopter, and the team finally heads back to their base. And this is where the film ends.